Hello, you gorgeous donuts. I thought today that we would talk about problems that only British people face. Very British problems, because I have had 3 glasses of wine today and I feel This is what I want to talk about. I feel like a Mama Christmas. Too warm to wear a raincoat, too wet not to. Oh God, this is one of life's biggest issues. Every single day, right? Because it's wet. Okay, so you need to wear a coat when it's wet. But you know, like warm wet, you can't wear like a big one because you'll be sweating. And then you're sweaty wet and wet. But then it's like, oh my God, this stresses me out every single day I leave the house at the minute. Sometimes I wear a hoodie, but then I'm too hot. But I don't own a raincoat, so I get really stressed. I get really stressed about this question. This is genuinely like a really British problem that I need solved. Like, the solution is buy a raincoat, but then how long am I going to need it for? Like, it's summer, it shouldn't be raining at the minute. Why should I have a raincoat in June and July? Such a British problem. Buying a new Hoover and realising how much of your own filth you have been festering in while thinking the house was clean. Oh, that is one of the worst things. You know, when you put a Hoover, right, and it gets all that dust and you're like, were my toes really in that? Was nobody gonna tell me that my toes were in a bomb site? Like, I have this thing, guys. People have said this is like a sign of something, but like, I hate the feeling of like anything underneath my feet. If I'm barefoot and I'm on a carpet and there's like the tiniest little thing that isn't the carpet, like, it really stresses us out. And please tell me that you like also go through this, or am I just a freak? Like, if anything, like, I can feel like dust or just anything underneath my feet and it really ruins me day. Like, I can't put it into words, like how I feel when it like a little bit goes on us. So like, I have to wear socks and also sliders just to like make sure I've got an extra couple of inches, you know, just like away from the I'm a weirdo. I need to sort myself. I feel like I'm the only person that, yeah, you're going to think I'm a freak, aren't you? The extortionate price of Greggs sausage rolls. I recall not too long ago, you could get a sausage roll in Greggs for 65 pence. Now they're selling them for £1.50. Oh, me too, sister. Honestly, those were the days. You could go in Greggs with £1 and come out with change. My God, not anymore. Those days are long gone. Long gone. Tell you what, now that Labour are in power, they better do something about these rising sausage roll prices. Otherwise, I'm gonna put a complaint in. I'm gonna write a letter and address it to Keir Starmer. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable. People that stand so close behind you in a queue that you could feel them breathing on you. Oh my God, finally somebody said it. I hate this. I genuinely hate this. It's the worst. Like, you know, when you're coming back off holiday and like you've got to scan your passport to get back in the country so you can collect your bags and stuff. I hate when people are like up your arse. Like, I can't go any quicker, mate. Why are you literally breathing down my t-shirt? Just f***ing chill. It's like when you're coming off an aeroplane and people are standing up before it's landed. It's like, what are you doing? Everyone's getting off. It's not a bus. It's not going to go to the next stop. You're not going to end up in Fiji, mate. Just chill out. We're all getting off. Genuinely, this annoys us. Like, personal space. The one good thing about the pandemic was people just staying the away from you. Now I feel like people have totally forgot that, and like they're making up for lost time. Like the neck breathers of society, I feel like we need to lock them up. I feel like that should be a crime. Farts which you're certain will be silent and when aren't, needing to quickly decide between saying sorry or trying to recreate the sound with your chair. I have this, but with yourself. Anyone else? What, you think it's a fart and it's actually, you get the point. Oh my God, this is such like a parent thing to complain about. Capital and Heart play the same songs over and over. It is true. Like, my God, like, I feel like Capital only has 3 artists. It's Becky Hill, Jess Glynn, and Ed Sheeran. And it's just them 3 on repeat. Like, I've never heard anyone go, oh, can you put that new Jess Glynn on? Nobody's ever said that. Yet she's probably like a multi-millionaire. Or like, oh yeah, have you heard that new Becky Hill No one's ever said that. But yet they're huge on Capital. They run the game on radio. BBC iPlayer being so delayed, the pub down the road spoils the result of the shoot. Oh, this is such like a minor ick of mine. Like how angry I get at like the ITVX app. You know, when like you're watching Love Island or you're watching whatever you want to watch on ITVX. Like, you press the button to go to where you want to go and it doesn't respond for like 3 or 4 working days. You're like sitting around waiting and then you go on the wrong one, you've clicked the wrong show. I've just had like a single second there, just how pathetic it is that annoys us. But it does. It's like, why does it, why? It's 2024. Why are things with a delay? Also, the BBC iPlayer app, you pay a TV license for that. That should be as quick as I'm getting old. What am I complaining about? WeBuyAnyCar.com. Sorry, we won't buy. It's not even funny. No, because the only reason I'm laughing is because that happened to me. I was like, oh, they buy any car. I'll put mine in. They were like, oh, sorry, mate. Like, it's not worth anything. I was like, yeah, bastards. False advertising. You said any car going to a drive-through and being asked to park up and then watching someone bumble around the car park with your open bag, letting everything go cold, looking for your car. Genuinely, this one does trigger us. Like, you know, when you're going through a drive-through, it's because you want to be quick. The whole point of a drive-through is you don't want to wait. You want to be in and out, bang, Bob's your uncle, give us me 20 chicken nuggets, and then I'm off. So when you get to that final window, oh yeah, was it the 20 chicken nuggets? Yeah, was it? You don't mind just pulling into bay number 1, do you? Why? I could have just went in. Why are you telling me to park in a bay? If I wanted to wait, I would have parked up and then went inside. I realise you haven't got the chicken ready, but you should have. You should have knew I was coming. Oh, this genuinely makes us want to cry. What happens if you just say no? If they're like, you need to pull into bay 1, sorry mate, and you're like, no. I'm genuinely not moving. I'm staying right here until you give me McNuggets, love. Clothing shops and online stores thinking that grown men want to wear clothes with Disney characters on. I've ranted about this before, but it does really affect us. Like, I'll see such a nice t-shirt on, and then I'll turn it around and it'll say something like, oh, Buzz Lightyear loves you. It's like, why has it got that on it? Why, H&M, have you put that on a men's t-shirt? Who's gonna go out on a night out with a t-shirt that says Buzz Lightyear loves you? Genuinely, I have seen that on a t-shirt. I'm not even kidding. Awful. It's the same as like the Justin Bieber Purpose Tour. I'm not gonna walk around with that. Genuinely, a bouncer will like refuse his entry. Everyone standing as close as possible to the conveyor belt while waiting for their luggage after a flight. If everyone took a couple of steps back, we could all stand round it and you wouldn't have to move out the way when another person's luggage comes out before yours. Yeah, you tell them, love. I can tell this has been on your chest for quite a while. Right, use this space. It's a safe space to alleviate pain off your chest. It's so true, though. It's like, why does everyone stand, like, within an inch and everyone's like this, just looking like... Oh, is that mine? Oh, no, it's this. It looks like it, but it's not. It's not ours, it's not. No, it's not, Michael, it's not. But, like, why does everyone not just, like, stand back then everyone can get in? That's actually such a good point. And then if yours is there, you have more space to, like, get it off. Because usually, when you get it off, you're, like, whacking, like, a little kid in the face. You're like, oh, sorry, mate. I didn't mean to knock you out there. Awful. Just awkward. It's one of the most awkward things. Being asked to contribute money to a leaving gift for someone you've never interacted with. We're all putting £5 in so we can buy them a picture of the Lake District. This is such a funny one. Because it's like, you know, if you're new to the job, you've never met them, so why would you want to put a £5 in to buy them a picture of the Lake District? Also, how expensive is this picture of the Lake District? Like, are we sure all the money's going to the picture of the Lake District? How do we know you're not pocketing a little bit? I doubt a picture of the Lake District's gonna be about 70 quid, love. If it is, I can just draw one. I've been there, I know it from memory. Secondly, like, if you refuse, like, if you go, no, actually, no, that makes you look like a dick. And the rest of your co-workers are not gonna like you. They're not gonna think you're like a team player. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. It's such an awkward one. What would you do? Would you refuse or would you just pay it? I feel like I would just pay it. I feel like I'm just too soft. I love this, like, subreddit, r/British problems. Like, people have genuinely just came on here to rant about the most minuscule things ever. I love it. Wife nicked the pound coin in console that is only to be used for Aldi trolley. Oh, God, I would genuinely divorce her. If that quid is always there for the trolley, you leave it there for the trolley, love. We don't use it for anything. I don't care if there's a fire, and the only thing that's going to put the fire out somehow is this £1 coin. You leave it there, because next time we go to Aldi, we're going to regret that we saved that child in the fire. It's like the most infuriating thing. Like, I've done it when you're outside at Aldi. You're like, all right, let's get in, let's get a shop, and you don't have a quid. It's like the most infuriating. It's not an issue at all. It's such a first world issue, but it's such an issue. It is such an issue. I remember, like, I went to do my weekly shop at Aldi. I think I had like a £10 note. I had a note, okay? And there's a Greggs next to my Aldi. So I was like, all right, I'll go into Greggs and I'll just buy something and then they'll give us like a quid. I went into Greggs and I kid you not, they give us a £2 coin. You're not even allowed them anymore. So I couldn't even use it for the trolley. And then I asked her if she could swap it. I genuinely asked her, could you swap this for two £1 coins? And she said she couldn't. I was like, how? How can you not? Just open the till and swap it. What do you mean you can't swap it? She refused. So then I had to go all the way home, which was like 15 minutes away, to get £1. Why couldn't you just split the £2 coin, love? Oh my God, that genuinely annoyed me so much. I was like, you can though. Like, you can. She's like, sorry, I can't. My God, that's actually bringing up so much anger. And you know, ever since then, this is such a petty thing. I've refused to go to that Greg's. Even if I was starving. Even if there was a fire. Lost my business, it did. This one's such a one. My neighbour is approaching hour 3 of power washing something in their quite small terrace garden. Looking forward to sarcastically applauding when they finish at dinner time. This is such an arsey comment. I hate you. You are the arsehole in this situation. Like, why did you have to point out in their quite small terrace garden, you prick? Oh, they're probably actually gonna dampen all the walls because it's actually quite a small garden. I've had bigger than their garden, actually, if you're asking. Car boot sales start too early in the morning. 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning. This is so funny because I used to work at car boot sales. I say I used to work like that was like I used to get paid like cash in hand. And they always do. I don't know, like thinking of it, why is it so early? Like surely you wanted the most business. You do it at like dinner time, like at a market time. Why are they so early? Like who wants to buy an ornament at 6 a.m? Just quickly guys, if you haven't already, make sure you press the subscribe button so you can join the Donut family. You'll have loads of videos to binge watch when you're bored, so just press subscribe. My child lost a tooth this morning. The tooth fairy doesn't do Apple Pay. Oh yeah, that's something to consider actually. You know when you get to the parent age, I totally forgot about the tooth fairy. I always used to be jealous because like in school there'd be people that would get like a fiver for like one of the teeth falling out. Like why is your tooth fairy loaded and mine's giving us 50 pence? How did I get the tooth fairy that's a type that? I remember this one time, like obviously like my mom probably just forgot, but I remember this one time where my tooth fell out. I put it underneath my pillow, and then on the morning, like I lifted my pillow up, my tooth was still there, and I genuinely went to school really sad. Oh, that's so sad remembering that. Like obviously it wasn't her fault, like she just forgot, but like as a kid you think it's a fairy, and I just thought the tooth fairy didn't care about us. That might be where like me, that might be where me depression stuff. Anyway, people closing bus windows when the bus is a mobile steam room, please. It's 24 degrees, barely any ventilation to breathe, and you're closing the windows. This is proof that the devil exists, because the devil is strong in some people. I love that this person went, please, you're closing the windows. Genuinely, this actually does annoy us. You know that lovely breeze, like when the buses go in the wind. Oh, nice. And then people are like, ah, no, actually, no, I don't like that. You're like, what? What are you trying to do, love? There's someone vaping in the corner. They're gonna hotbox the out with this bus if you don't reopen that. I'm gonna get secondhand high. People on a bus don't think about anyone but themselves. It's like people that are like blaring out music from their phone, like listening to TikTok on like top volume. It's like, do you not have headphones? You can literally buy headphones for like a tenner. Just get some headphones, please. Sorry. This one's class. I love that somebody has got angry about this one. Contestants hugging blue box contestants on Deal or No Deal as though they were responsible for what's in them. This is so hilarious. This is genuinely so funny that someone's got angry at this. It is true though, that's why it's hilarious. Like why did they do that on Deal or No Deal? You know, like they pick someone and then they open it, it's like £1 and they go, ah, Janet, thank you so much. It's like Janet didn't have a clue what was in that. Janet could have had the highest number, right? She would have been none the wiser. Janet didn't pick this box. I feel like, is Deal or No Deal even still on the telly? I feel like a lot of people watching this might not have watched an episode of it. It's quite an old show, like it was on when I was a kid. I don't even know if it's still like on the telly. Oh my god, this one. I feel like some of these are just gonna seem like, what are you going on about, Cam? But this one is like so relatable to my life. When the pothole makes the CD skip, oh my god. Guys, let me tell you a story. When I went on my first date with Chloe, when I picked her up, right? I picked her up in the car. It's like, I'm gonna give her chauffeur service. Like, I didn't have enough money to pay for Spotify, and like, I just hated that for the fact there was ads on like the non-paid version of it. So what I would do is I'd like go on this like illegal website and I'd like burn songs onto a disc, but it would be like the music video versions of them, but you could only do like 6 songs on a disc. I remember me and Chloe were in traffic for like, might have been an hour. Bearing in mind, I only had 1 CD and I didn't want her to know that I was using CDs, not Spotify, in case for some reason I thought she would think I was a freak. So I kept this same CD in. The songs played about 4 times, like every single song played about 4 times in this one car journey. And every single time we went over a bump, it would do this, it would skip. And I was like, oh my god, she's gonna get the ick. She's gonna go and tell all our mates that me CD skip when I go over a bump. I don't know if these are actually that funny or if I'm having like an existential crisis here. I hope this has been a good video. I hope this hasn't been the worst video ever. If it has, let us know. If you want to see me react to some even better British memes, make sure you click this one and go on a binge watch of them because they're fabulous.
Kirkham, baby.